It's morphin' time, folks.
Yes, welcome to Random Conflux, where we're talking about Animorphs?
No.
Oh?
Transformers?
No, that's transforming. That's not morphing.
Oh, that's right. Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys know that the 30-year anniversary of Power Rangers is coming out within the next month or the next 2 months. And we're here to talk about our favorite Power Rangers episodes and what we grew up watching.
Yep. Speaking of Power Rangers, Animorphs, and Transformers, they're all owned by Hasbro right now.
Yes.
Well, the toys are.
I think Hasbro's owning the video rights too.
For Power Rangers, but Animorphs is just the toys. I think they might own the video rights to that.
I know that they own Transformers.
Yeah,
But
but
I think Transformers is the first one they bought.
yeah, it was Transformers, and then it was the Animorph toys were under the Transformers line, kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, off topic, but
Very off topic. But you know how these YouTube videos work. It's very simple. We come up with a topic that suits us and that we kind of want to talk about and engage in discussion. And the only way we can engage in discussion with the two of us, with you watching or listening, is that, there's a comment field down below. Type, like, typing.
he's just slamming his head off the keyboard right now. Just.
But yeah, leave us a comment down below. Engage in our conversations. We can always start it off, and then if you have something relative to say to a discussion that we're talking about, leave it down below. Or you want to hear a different topic or whatever, leave that down below. Just say, hey, here's a topic that I think would be cool, and say what it is.
Like, for instance, we just briefly mentioned Animorphs. If you want us to talk about it, let us know. I actually have the entire collection of books. I know this crap.
I mean, I may not be as familiar with Animorphs, but I do remember watching the show on Nickelodeon when I was like maybe 9.
Yeah. Off topic though, let's get back to Power Rangers.
So, Power Rangers. Yes, the Power Rangers. Something that started in 1992 with My Morphin Power Rangers, which actually had a prequel that was never released in America.
They had a beta of it. They had not a beta, but a pilot that was never released.
Yes.
It was a 1-episode pilot, and it was different, but not at the same time. Like the Yellow Ranger was different, and it was different things.
It was the equivalent to the actual episode 1 that we got,
Yeah,
but
it was changed
was
a little
a
bit.
test pilot.
Yeah.
And the only people that were actually on there was Austin St. John
Yeah.
as Jason
they had him.
Scott, Amy Jo Johnson as Kimberly,
Everybody except
and
for
Walter Jones as Zach.
I thought it was everybody except for the Yellow Ranger.
No,
'Cause the Yellow Ranger
Billy Yost
David Yost.
wasn't played, or Billy Cranston wasn't played by David Yost.
I think he was. I could be wrong.
And Trini wasn't played by Thay Lee.
Yeah, the girl that
Or
played
Thay Long.
the girl that played the Yellow Ranger was different, but I think David Yost was on there, but I'm not 100% on that. I might have to go back to watch that. Or you're gonna look it up, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Moment of brief pause. So, to say I was wrong about David Yost,
Yeah, he wasn't a pilot. I was right for once. Just
but the lady that played Trini,
she wasn't even named Trini. She was named something else. But,
yeah, she was originally cast by another character, and you said that character wasn't named Trini.
No, I forget what her name was in that, but yeah.
And Zordon was
He was Zoltar.
Zoltar.
Yeah.
And a few other differences happened. But that was like a test pilot. That wasn't even really an episode.
Yeah, that said, the Day of the Dumpster original first episode was very close. One of the biggest differences is Bulk and Skull were a little more serious than the test pilot. That they didn't really get comedic until the actual show. And it
took like a couple episodes for them to even get like semi-comedic.
And instead of a juice bar, they hang out in a bowling alley.
Well, that later turned into the juice bar.
Yeah, when it turned,
because it was the same place from the original, and they just named it something else. And it was Ernie's bowling alley, and then it went from the bowling alley to the youth center.
Yeah.
And then in Power Rangers Turbo and Power Rangers Zeo, it was Ernie's juice bar.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
We don't claim to be experts. We know a good bit, but we're far from experts.
We know enough to fake it. By the way, if you know that song by Caesar, leave a little comment of the lyrics down below. I would love to read it. And by the way, I do read all the comments. So give me something to read, for heaven's sakes.
Or any comments on our Sims videos.
Yes. It's on the topic videos. We need the comments on the topic videos. In all seriousness, let's go to our favorite episodes. Or favorite seasons, and then the episodes in those seasons.
Okay. We'll start with Mighty Morphin. There's, it'd be hard not to mention Green with Evil. It's still one of the best arcs in Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, though, the Rad Bug in Green with Evil,
Yeah.
they used it for a completely different reason in Super Sentai. It had nothing to do with the Green Ranger at all in Super Sentai.
Wait, what?
The Rad Bug, the car with Green with Evil.
Yeah.
I watched the episode that was on with Super Sentai. It wasn't even used for that. It was by this these weird people that had tails, and they had this car, and it was weird. Speaking of Super Sentai, it's good, but it's weird in a lot of ways. The equivalent of Rita is a lot more sadistic.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Yeah, but back to Power Rangers. We'll talk about Sentai another time.
I mean, if you
relates.
think about it, Sentai, Power Rangers, Sentai.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, all three of you,
well, actually now all 12 of you.
But now the original Power Rangers, the fighting scenes and a lot of the scenes where they're morphed was stock footage from Super Sentai.
Yeah.
Specifically with Mighty Morphin, it was Z Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah. It was Z Ranger.
I don't know all of them, but I know that one at least.
There's Carol Ranger.
Yeah.
Which one was the Turbo? Car Ranger.
Something like that.
Zeo Ranger, or Zeo was Gal Ranger?
Something like that. And then something interesting with Time Force. There was actually with the not the Phantom Ranger, with the I think it was Quantum Ranger, or not Quantum Ranger. Whatever the other Red Ranger was.
Yeah, that was Quantum.
Okay. With some of his footage, the Japanese actor and the American actor looked so much alike that from a distance they just kept the Japanese actor when it was morphed sometimes, like if the helmet was off.
Yeah.
It was from a distance because they looked really close.
Plus the outfits said they were very similar.
They were the same outfits. Modified slightly to fit, but yeah. Just a fun little tidbit. I forget what scenes it was. It was like 2 scenes, but it was a Japanese actor instead of the American.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you'll
because
miss
the
it
guy
most.
that played Eric, he's got like greenish eyes, and the Japanese actor had brown eyes.
Yeah, and it was from a distance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it was a blink if you miss a moment.
I mean, you would have to get a close up
Yeah.
of a screenshot of that and really tell the difference. Because from just seeing it around the visor,
Yeah.
you're not gonna know.
Yeah.
And there's a few times where the visor breaks and
Yeah.
you see like one of his eyes.
Yeah.
I think they did the same thing with the Red Ranger.
No, the Red Ranger was
Not
actually...
in Time Force, but I think either Lightspeed Rescue or Lost Galaxies. Red Ranger did.
I know Green with Evil, when Tommy's glowing from the back, it's the Japanese actor, and we turn around and say,
Yeah. That was actually changed.
Hmm?
They went back and re-edited
They did?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the DVD I have, they didn't edit it, so it's still...
Because if you look at the outfit that he's wearing, if you have the original version, it's unedited. But when they aired it a second time for the American audience, it was Jason David Frank.
Because I have the DVD collection, and it does have the original footage of it.
Because
so
if you look at the original Green Ranger from Sentai,
they look completely different, and it was just from the back.
he wears a whole different outfit. Plus, he's a kid, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he's an adult. The White Ranger was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the White Ranger was a kid, and the Green Ranger was an adult.
Yeah.
And the Green Ranger wore like a black outfit.
Yeah. Now the that's also
And there's a section in the original where that black outfit can be seen from behind.
yeah.
And the moment he turns around, it's like a whole different person is swapped.
Yeah. Now the that's also why in the White Ranger footage where he's by himself, he's a lot more jumpy and animated, because in the Japanese footage it was a kid.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, when they did the footage for that, they had a 16-year-old doing the stunt acting.
Maybe, I don't know.
I could be mistaken though.
Yeah.
Momentarily bear with me as there are some technical disturbances distracting us from doing our lovely stuff that we do with you guys. So that's out of the way. But we were talking about our favorite episodes in seasons.
In different seasons. Now, sticking with Mighty Morphin for now, one of the coolest episodes was when the Thunder Zords get so worn out they start falling apart. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like that was cool.
Now, the funny thing is with those old-fashioned sword fights, it's actually a full-grown man dressed up in like box
suits, yeah.
Yeah, box suits.
It's called suitimation. Like, technically, Godzilla is along the same lines. It's people in suits fighting, and
the area is built around them on like a stage.
yeah. And we will possibly talk Godzilla another time, but that would involve Matt because he is a Godzilla expert.
Yes, he is. But that still goes into the same genre as kaiju.
So kaiju fighting and stuff like that. It's very similar. Like the monster fights and stuff, you can compare that. If we were doing comparisons, you can compare that to Godzilla too because of how it worked. It's like similar concept.
Even the Green Dragon and Megazord was based on Godzilla.
Mechagodzilla, but yeah.
Well, it was based on Godzilla because of where it comes from.
Yeah. They changed things around.
It was actually the model of it came from Mechagodzilla, but
it was
the
very loosely based off of it.
lore behind it is Godzilla's lore, not Mechagodzilla's lore,
Yeah.
which is strange.
And oddly enough, the Dragon Zord is one of the few Zords that was never truly destroyed. It went back to the sea.
Yes.
So they could literally bring it up any time if they wanted to return that to
I think they did it once. Oh, I take it back. The Green Dragon Sword and the White Falcon Sword were never destroyed.
The Falcon Sword wasn't? Okay. I know the Green Dragon Zord fought the Tiger Zord. That was cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome. But yeah, the White Tiger Sword gets destroyed.
Yeah.
The White Falcon Sword does not.
No,
but
he actually used the Falcon Zord, and
the other ninja Mega Swords for my Morphin were destroyed.
Yeah, and Tommy actually used the Falcon Zord in Ninja Steel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And once a legend.
Or something like that.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go back and look at it. There's times where we'll pause and we'll go and check facts and stuff like that.
Yeah, this one we actually know, though. We just don't know the exact time it was and everything. We're not going to spoil it for you guys either. So.
We also do know that it's in Ninja Steel. If you want to go watch it, just watch the full season. You don't want to skip around, just go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, and almost every season is available on YouTube. Easy to find.
Yeah, matter of fact,
it's Power Rangers official, isn't it?
Yes, there's a few of them, but the main one I trust is Power Rangers official. I have not been asked by them to talk about their channel. I just figure I like the channel and I like Power Rangers, so yeah. Of course I'm going to say, yeah, that channel is awesome if you're about Power Rangers. But if you're about more Saban type entertainment like Big Bad Beetleborgs,
Big Bad Beetleborgs,
Chinamo? What's the American name for that show? Ultraman, right?
Yeah.
And I think, 18?
Yeah. Ultraman is actually on, I think it's Tubi, too. So you can watch Ultraman on that.
Okay. And, crap, what's that other one? It's like a military service, but it's a lot like Power Rangers, but they have more like robotic suit.
It wasn't VR Troopers, was it?
That's it. Those are on Saban, the Saban Brands fan page on YouTube.
Funny thing about VR Troopers, the actor Jason David Frank was supposed to go to VR Troopers after his stint with Power Rangers was over, but he was so popular that they kept him with Power Rangers.
He was supposed to go there after the end of the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to hire a new actor to play the White Ranger. And these are more or less rumors I've heard.
He was so popular that people literally wanted him back so bad.
Yeah, and he was talking about leaving after the White Ranger was over, instead of going as the Red Ranger with Zeo. But at that time, he was already declared like the benefactor leader of the Power Rangers group. But if you realize, Power Rangers started off with the Red Ranger being the leader, but after the Red Ranger, after the Green Ranger came in a way, they started looking at Tommy for guidance instead of Jason. And then when Tommy came back as the White Ranger, he was then for the benefactor leader of the Power Rangers, not the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until actually the Zeo episode that the Red Ranger was actually truly the leader of the Power Rangers. And that's when they really started like, oh, you're the Red Ranger, you are the leader.
Yeah, the only there's other instances that I can that I can't think of right now, but there was one other instance where the Red Ranger wasn't really the leader. Time Force. The Pink Ranger led the team. Like the Red Ranger, he was inexperienced. He was the guy that they needed because his DNA matched the other morpher. But the Pink Ranger was actually the lead of the team, more or less.
She was more of the strong arm, but when they went for guidance, it was always to the Red Ranger.
He became a leader as it went on.
Yeah.
But she was the beginning.
But for the most part, she held that team.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, she didn't even want West to be the Red Ranger.
No,
It was just to unlock the morpher.
Yeah, she was his. His DNA matched the Red Ranger of their time because he was an ancestor.
Yeah, he was Alex's grandfather.
Yeah. Just like I'm your grandfather, right? No, I'm kidding.
Paradox!
Time paradox.
Time paradox.
Yeah.
I'm out of Time Force.
No, that'd be weird.
Yes.
Like I'm your brother and your grandfather. No.
Oh, that would just be so weird. It's so weird.
All right, back to.
That's a little sip of my pop. But what we're getting at is, at least with my favorite Power Rangers seasons, to me, it's the ones that make more sense.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Power Rangers Turbo seems like an awesome one. One, I actually have a reason to like Power Rangers Turbo.
Yeah.
A personal reason. And for those that actually know that reason, congratulations. You actually know why I like Power Rangers Turbo. And for those that don't, let's just say I got some history with the Blue Ranger, okay?
Okay, now, back to the thing. A season I wanted to like, but it fell short, like, halfway in. RPM started out good.
And it dropped after the second episode.
Yeah. Like, I started...
Like, the pilot was awesome, and then...
Yeah. But no, there's a good seasons. Wild Force had a good story. The acting was meh, in my opinion. But it had a good story.
They wanted George of the Jungle.
Yeah. And it did get better.
And Cole was not George of the Jungle. I'm just going to have to say that.
But that said, I believe it was the Yellow Ranger was the main person on iZombie.
I thought it was Kira.
It might have been. Let me...
We're pausing again.
Okay, a brief fact checked, and I apologize. It was the Yellow Ranger for Power Rangers RPM. I thought it was Wild Force. I completely forgot about that.
I thought it was Dino Thunder, so...
I knew it wasn't Dino Thunder.
At least you were closer. Or was I closer?
Yeah. And if for some reason the actress is watching this, we apologize for getting you wrong.
We're so sorry. Just don't eat our brains.
That said, iZombie was actually a decent show.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it.
DC made a comic book for iZombie, which was really, really good.
Yeah.
DC owns most of what was on CW.
Yeah.
Sorry, CW. Rest in peace. But yeah, with me it was Power Rangers Turbo. I got into it watching My Morphin Power Rangers, and the area I was living in, between jumping back and forth between New Zealand and the United States, one of the locations that they would permanently use, other than an area around Los Angeles, was an area around Tappan Lake.
I know they recorded a couple episodes of My Morphin around there.
Yes, they recorded a couple episodes for the My Morphin movie there. The lake scene for that was filmed at nighttime around Tappan Lake. which
No.
I wouldn't suggest anybody to film around Topping Lake at night. I've heard some really weird things. So let's just leave it at that.
And if we are wrong, please correct us on it. But yeah.
I mean, I've heard some really weird things
No, I was
about
talking
Topping
about,
Lake.
no, I was talking about the recording out there and stuff. But like, if we're wrong, correct us. But
The only reason why I know is because I got to do a little bit of stuff just with that. There was a little bit more with Power Rangers Turbo the movie. Blake.
let's get back. Drop that.
Well, okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, all I was going to say is
There's some
there's
stuff around there. Yeah.
there's history there.
All right.
But yet another one that I really liked was Lightspeed Rescue and SPD.
Yeah. I know those are some of your favorite seasons. I know for you it's Turbo, Rescue, and SPD in it.
Yeah.
Those are your favorites.
Turbo because reasons, and with Lightspeed Rescue and SPD, it just makes sense.
Yep. And I know Turbo's not a favorite season, but I honestly liked it too. I don't see why it was so hated. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was a good season in my opinion.
Well, it was hated because of Justin Stewart.
It was that, and like all the old cast was gone after halfway through.
Yeah. But they even hated it before then because of Justin Stewart. They didn't think, well, a kid should be a Power Rangers. But that's the whole point about it. Like, you have to be a child at heart to even just be a Power Ranger. And, like, that was one of Blake's biggest dreams was to be on Power Rangers. And they got him down at Cleveland, Ohio at a not wrestling tournament, a martial arts tournament.
They saw how good he was, and they're like, "Hey, do this." But back to
Blake, if you're watching this or listening to it, sorry about anything that we're saying that might be something you didn't want said.
Yeah. But back to staying on topic. Have you ever shaved a monkey?
How's that on topic?
Just grabbed a random monkey from a street corner because they exist everywhere.
Well,
And just shaved it. And then taught it how to sing.
No, just no.
That's not what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about Power Rangers.
Oh. No. I'm messing around.
But, anyways, like, Power Rangers Turbo was something that I had a personal connection with, and, like, out of all the Power Rangers seasons that I've watched,
I know that's one of your favorites, if not your favorite.
so many people hate on that because they didn't want a child being Power Ranger. And, like, I think Blake Foster did a very good job playing Justin Stewart.
Yeah.
And, like, there's a whole thing, I don't know if they have released the footage of it, but there is some behind-the-scenes footage between an unmasked Phantom Ranger and Justin talking on a hillside.
Yeah. Now that said, Blake Foster, he wasn't that popular in Turbo, but he has gotten popular going to conventions and things like that.
Yeah.
Like he has one of the longer lines for conventions. He's actually
Yeah, they. Well, his convention isn't just for Power Rangers; it's also for his martial arts thing.
But no, when he goes to Power Morphicon too, because he goes to.
Well, he also does his martial arts panel at those Comic Cons.
Okay.
Yeah. So his booth, unless he's sitting with the actual like Turbo cast, it's his signature booth and his martial arts studio.
That's cool.
Yeah. And one thing he didn't say, and I wish he would have told me, even though I don't like MMA, I figured you'd tell me about the fight with that one guy. Because that would have been cool to know.
It wasn't.
I don't even remember.
But I know he does.
Matt told us about it.
Yeah, he does MMA, which is cool.
And for me to find out about that, I was like, oh crap.
Yeah. Back to Turbo. It's weird they did In Space before Turbo, but I'm glad they're doing Turbo for the Legacy line.
Yeah.
Or Lightning line, not Legacy.
They didn't do it season wise, like how the seasons actually played out, because In Space was actually after Turbo.
Yeah.
But the toy line, for some stupid reason, no, they actually did the Pink Ranger and the Yellow Ranger for Turbo as part of the Legacy.
Yeah. I actually own a decent collection of Power Ranger stuff. Zach owns a few things.
Some things that you gave to me, some things that I received over the years.
Yeah.
For like Christmas presents, birthday presents. Matter of fact, I've lost. Well, I didn't lose. I'm saying lost, as in I don't want to just come out and say that someone stole the Phantom Ranger helmet and the blue Turbo Ranger helmet that I got from Blake.
Yeah. There was a couple other things too. I know your house burnt down too at one time, and that's why you lost a lot of the stuff too.
Well, yeah, that back house was. Yeah, someone doesn't like me very much and tried to burn the house that they thought I was living in. Mm. Which was stupid, but yeah, well, that's a topic for another day, maybe. I don't know. That's kind of a personal topic. But
this was years ago, by the way.
Yeah, it was years ago, and thankfully I actually do know how to defend myself very well. I don't like guns.
Back to talking Power Rangers.
Talking about Power Rangers.
Oh. Said guns. Your favorite Power Rangers weapon?
My favorite Power Rangers weapon. The Turbo Navigator and the Magnum Defender sword.
The Magnum Defender sword was cool.
Because it was a sword, it was a rifle, and I think it turned into an axe.
That's cool. Some of my favorites were the Power Blaster for Mighty Morphin, just because I thought that was cool. Yeah. And then I'm trying to think of other ones. The I think Turbo had a cannon that was like a car that turned into a cannon.
Yeah.
That was cool. There's a bunch of them. Those are the two that pop in my head, but there's a bunch of weapons that combine.
The Turbo Ram Cannon, and there was the Turbo RMP Cannon. Mm-hmm. And the RMP Cannon was more like a Batmobile type looking vehicle.
Yeah.
And the Ram Cannon was made out of their actual weapons.
Yeah.
Which to me was like kind of cool, but the weapons look so ridiculous.
Yeah. Now there were, and I know like Turbo had some of your favorite Megazords. I think It and Rescue were your two favorites, weren't they?
Yeah, Megazord wise, because to me that made sense.
I mean, there's a lot of Megazords I liked, and there's some that were iffy, but.
Well, the whole rule behind Power Rangers was you don't talk about Power Rangers. You don't tell someone you're a Power Ranger, and that was clear up to SPD, and they're like, "That's stupid. We're the police."
Yeah, and SPD, they were police, so they could talk about it. Like, yeah.
And basically, the SPD group was the police. People already knew who they were, so they didn't have to go somewhere where there wasn't anybody to hide and then go, shift into Turbo, or let's rock it, or Gonzio, or it's morphin' time.
Yeah, one of my favorite Megazords was I liked the original Megazord, but I think the Battle Zord and Dragon mode, where the Dragon Zord was the Megazord body, was really cool.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Megazords I liked. I liked the Ninja and Shogun ones. Those were cool. Ninjor technically was and wasn't a Megazord, but he was still
he was also supposed to be Well, not him directly, but a version of Ninjor.
He was released as a toy. He wasn't in footage.
Well, he was supposed to be in Ninja Storm.
Yeah, the red Ninjor.
Yeah, the red Ninjor was supposed to be part of Ninja Storm, but they changed that.
Yeah.
Well, I just had a Rick and Morty moment.
No, I actually have I have both because they released them for Lightning. Well, not really Lightning, but like the Megazord line things.
Yeah.
So I have Ninjor and I have NinjaCon. Now my
I just can't believe I had a Rick and Morty moment. Talking and a burp comes out.
There's also the way Ninjor talk. He's like, hello! It's like Ninjor! And stuff like that.
Well, hello, I'm Ninja. But, yeah, like...
So much cheese with the character, but it was cool.
I also think that the actor was pretty cool to actually know in person. I got to meet him one time, and I wish I got to go to a Comic-Con that he was at, but I didn't. They asked for like all the people that helped out on the actual movie set for the Power Ranger, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, the first one that came out, that delved into the ninja gear and Ivan News. And they asked a lot of the extras to come back for that. And, well, I got to meet the guy that plays Ninjor in person. The guy that wore the suit. And what I didn't know is he actually did the voice for Ninjor too. When you're wearing those suits, it is so fucking hard to talk.
Now that said, he probably recorded the voice after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would try to say the voice while he was wearing the suit, but it was so garbled. And I got to watch that one episode like live in person, which was really cool. And it wasn't just me; it was like a large audience that got to like see it live. Pretty much every extra that was in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie got to go and see that episode live, and it's completely different than how the movie portrayed it.
Yeah, the episode did it completely different than the movies.
Yeah.
They're both cool, but different things.
They had some similarities.
Yeah.
But how they got their powers were completely different.
Yeah.
And how they lost them were completely different.
Yeah. I actually like the way they lost their power in the show a little bit better. Just because, like I said, the Megazord falling apart and like the morphing grid overloading and all that crap.
Yeah. And then in the movie, it was Ivan is destroying the command center.
Yeah. Now, they were both cool, but I like the show a little better.
Yeah. But yeah. The guy that played Ninjor, his normal voice sounds nothing like his Ninja voice, but he can do it like a snap of a finger, and it was just so awesome just to be able to talk to him and have him go in and out of that voice at will. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to become a voice actor.
Yeah. That's cool.
And wanted to work on my own voice.
Your animals are doing strange things.
Yes, there's a dog with its nose up a cat's ass. This is a thing. TMI? Go ahead, leave that in the comments down below.
With that, I think we're going 40 minutes. Maybe we should close.
Well, all we did for the most part is talk about Power Rangers Turbo and some of the things that I got to do.
I mean, we talked about other things too, but I get it.
Well, let's
We talk a little more.
Let's talk about the new episodes that are coming out.
Okay, I don't know much about them yet because I'm trying not to spoil it for myself. I did like the, I think it was Dino Fury was the newest season.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many dinos, I wasn't sure. But Dino Fury was actually It was a decent season. Beast Morphers was okay. I could see where they were going with it, but Dino Fury actually picked up. Bringing
Beast
back.
Morphers, it could have been better.
I said it was okay.
No offense to the actors that were doing it, but I think that the choreography and scriptwriting was done very horribly.
Beast Morphers was a transition, like from between Hasbro and Saban and all that, and I could see where they're going with it.
It just seemed like two halves of a coin not getting along, or two magnets not being in the right direction and repelling off of each other.
Yeah, I did like it. I thought it was the first time in a while that the Megazord was cool.
Yeah.
I actually liked them better separate than together, but they were cool.
I like the idea of the little robots.
Yeah.
Those were pretty cool.
The red one, I forget what its name was. It was actually they actually made it almost like a transformer. It turned into a bike.
It was a bike. It was a lot of different things.
Yeah, I got the toy that turns into the bike, and it was actually cool.
Yeah. But I've seen a little bit of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, especially you and those that are watching. But it's the first time in all of Power Rangers that the Red Ranger is going to be a girl.
Well, that's been hinted at already.
Exactly. So that's not really spoiling anything for you. But it is worth to know that
Samurai.
There has been female Red Rangers, but this is going to be a main female Red Ranger.
Yeah, because Samurai I think I had it for a brief while, and the SPD.
It was never a major Red Ranger.
Yeah, she was temporary.
She was a fill-in.
Yeah.
And the SPD Red Ranger
was one of the villains.
Was one of the villains.
Yeah.
So technically not canonical.
Oh, canonical, but not like a main line. She was part of the A team, and then
Yes. Where this is like the actual main cast having like a Red Ranger.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of really cool. Just in that fact, Sato gets a new suit.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was at the end of Dino Fury, so that actually
a lot of the things that is already released, I will talk about. If anything that's a spoiler, I'm going to fact check, and I will probably delete out of this video.
Yeah, but yeah, we're not going to get too into it, but it does look interesting, and I'm actually interested in the suit.
I heard that the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers is supposed to drop between and be within that timeline of Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury.
Yeah. Anyways, for the 30th anniversary, Bulk and Skull reprised their roles as the Purple and Orange Ranger, and they stop a meteor with Bulk's belly button. He launches a cannon, and if you believe any of this, I apologize. We're just railing on.
Whoa, let's just say, if you get to this point, kudos. You heard one of the craziest ideas ever.
But what if your belly button could shoot a cannon?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Should that be a Ranger power?
Yes! Damn it, yes!
No, jokes aside, thank you all for...
They could be the Naval Ranger. We got a Navy Blue, a Naval Ranger.
Yeah.
But, like he said, jokes aside, tell us what you are interested in and what what about Cosmic Fury would you want to see?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a possibility that there's a Phantom Ranger coming to Cosmic Fury.
Could be. There's a lot of things that could happen with Cosmic Fury.
But is Zeta the Phantom Ranger? Or is it someone else?
I think it's Mixie Spitalik.
It could be. Only time can tell.
If you want to know about Mixie Spitalik, watch one of our DC videos.
Yes. It's a fifth-dimensional imp that breaks the fourth wall.
Now they have no reason to watch the DC video. You gave it away.
Well, I also made the same joke in that video.
You have to watch. They're supposed to go to the video to find out what it's about to get more. No.
Well, yeah, but
yeah.
Let's just say there's a lot of wall breaks already.
But yeah.
But, that's exactly what Power Rangers needs.
Fourth wall break?
A version of either Deadpool or a Mixie Pillow. Like, how cool would that be?
I think they had something like that in one season. I forget which.
Did
they might have. I'd have to go back and look. Comments below if you know.
Please help us with our tiny little smooth brains.
We're not experts in this, but
no, we're just fans like pretty much everyone else that wants to watch Power Rangers, and it's something that we grew up on. And as most people would probably say, a long video doesn't make for a good one. And this has probably been long enough. So let's cut to the chase. Anything else you may want to say about your favorite episodes of Power Rangers, seasons, whatever?
Honestly, they're all pretty good. There's good ones and bad ones, but like the original series is good. Zeo and Turbo were good, and Space was good. There's a lot of seasons I liked. I was fond of Time Force. There's a few of them I went back and watched that were really good. I can't think offhand though.
Honestly, I think the original Saban era up to the Disney era was good.
Yeah.
I think the new Saban era kind of crapped the shitter.
Now, if we go back and talk about this more with Matt, I know his favorite is Lost Galaxy. Yeah.
Like the swords in that were pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't really like how their powers came from the swords and then all of a sudden went to a morpher.
Yeah.
Like, to me that didn't make sense.
Yeah, his but yeah, he loves the Lost Galaxy Megazord, and yeah, so that's definitely his favorite one.
And I know that the Sentai version of it doesn't necessarily have the bands in the beginning. They actually make the bands.
Yeah.
There's an episode where they're taking the little crystals out of the swords and like replicating them and making it into the band.
That's cool.
But the band is still the same band from the Sentai footage.
Yeah.
And a little spit bit here is a lot of the morphers and stuff that you see on screen used by Power Rangers are actually the toys. Because the real props do get messed up now and then, and they don't always have the time to keep repairing them because that takes time, money, and effort, and Saban is not in such a good way to do that.
So they send to the toy store and
yeah, they'll actually send an assistant to the toy store and be like, hey, go get one of our merchandise, bring it back here.
In fact, I think there was one actor that they made start buying the morphers himself because he kept losing them.
Crap. I remember the guy's name too.
It wasn't Johnny Young Bosch, was it?
No.
That wasn't him.
He broke the his original morpher in one of the episodes because when he went to turn it it flipped out of his hand and smashed against a prop wall and like cracked. And that's actually the morpher that they used in Overdrive. In Operation Overdrive, where he uses that broken morpher.
Now, and he also used the broken morpher in space too.
Yeah. That's the morpher he uses as the broken one, but every morpher after that was technically a toy. And then he would take that toy and give it to a random kid off the street. Because he knew he would just go back and get another one. But there was another actor that he either kept losing one of the blasters, or he kept losing the frickin' morpher. And I think it was the guy that plays Jack in SPD. Because he was doing an interview for the Starsky and Hutch show for Disney. And he was talking about how when he signed on to do that, he had to agree to not leave the set with anything on him from the show. No scripts, no props, no nothing.
Because he lost stuff a lot.
Because they heard from the people that did SPD that he would lose stuff. Even though it said he would lose stuff. So he always had like a prop manager standing right next to him. Actually, fun fact, and you can keep listening to this if you want to. But fun fact, just to close off, one of the Gigatrons was actually a puppet director.
Was it what?
They're a prop director.
Okay.
The one that would mostly fight Jack on Morph, that was actually the prop director. Which was really funny when I found that out. Because I found that out by someone that worked on the set. And they said, because I heard it as a rumor, and they're like, no, it's true. They're like, and even after that, when they're fighting and he's using like one of the props, the prop director is either close by off screen where you don't see him, or he's on screen as one of the big bats or one of the Gigatrons.
Yeah.
Which
another random fun fact is in the original Mighty Morphin, don't pay too much attention to the putty that fights the Pink Ranger in stock footage.
Oh yeah. Isn't it because the
don't say it because we'll get demonetized.
Well, I was gonna say, isn't it because the stunt actress that played the original Pink Ranger in Japan was married to the stunt actor that played that particular putty?
I don't know. It's just a funny random fact in stock footage.
Well, anyways, if you love this topic, if you loved us just going haywire off script so fucking badly, why don't you just smash that like button like a Power Ranger?
So we gotta scream it's morphin' time every time we click it?
Yes.
It's morphin' time!
Or, shiz is a turbo, you little fuck!
Why the swearing? Swearing's not necessary anymore.
I mean, it could be.
That's their morphing thing now. No.
Yes. Yes.
They go to morph and it's like, F me!
They just smash the morpher off their head. But anyways, smash that like button like a Power Ranger. And if you feel so obliged, leave a comment down below of a topic that you want to listen to, or if you want to just put your 2 cents into one of these videos about a topic that you're listening to right now, or whatever. Leave a comment down below. If you don't like the video, go ahead. Hit the I don't like you button on the bottom of the video. Just go ahead. It looks like a thumbs down. It's not going to break our balls. Just go ahead, hit it. It just lets us know that that content wasn't something you were interested in.
Oh, another fun fact for those of you that are listening this long. If you pay close attention to when Rita gets the play for the monsters, 9 times out of 10, it's the Pudgy Pig.
Yeah, it's the same clay figure every time.
Yeah, but back to what we were saying, like leave a like, subscribe, all that be fun crap.
Yes. Hit the dislike button if you don't like our videos.
Yeah.
You know, that just tells us we're doing something wrong. And if you like our videos, but, you know, there's something you don't like about it, you know, there's a comment section. Let us know. Let us know how we can get a better way to get to reaching you fine folks out there in YouTube first.
And Matt will be returning to videos once I get a reliable vehicle.
Or I get a reliable vehicle.
Yeah, my car.
Whatever comes first.
Yeah, my car has no engine right now.
And I don't technically have a car right now. And, like my brother said, hit that subscribe button. Show it that it is morphin' time. And I'll catch y'all, you Rangers, in the next one. May the power protect you.
Better luck next time.